Welcome back to the second part or episode, or whatever you want to call it, for F1 Manager Maserati Career Mode. My name is Reigns, and this is Jeddah. Now, last time around, we got a decent enough result. We're right behind Aston Martin, 3 points behind Aston Martin, 0 points behind Red Bull, RB, the sister team of Red Bull, Haas, Williams, Sauber, and Alpine. We're the 11th team, but we're 7th in the championship after a P13 and a P15? 16. From our two drivers who we have taken over from Ferrari. Now, this time around, we're going to do some scouting. We're going to, not drivers, because we have drivers that will ask for quite a lot in terms of contract terminations. 3 million to terminate the contract with Robert Schwartzman, and 5 million to terminate the contract with Antonio Giovinazzi. Now, as of this moment, that's not anything that we are not. That's not something we're ruling out at the moment. Now, we could rule it out depending on performances, depending on any results that we kept getting, because we want to leave each race weekend with plus money and not minus money. By that I mean that we want to be profitable after every race. Now, that could be in terms of points, that could be in terms of qualifying, or it could be in terms of expertise. So that in the long run, we have something to strive for. Because something I did not take a look at in the last part, is our objectives. Our objectives are Constructors Champion by 2028, which means we have 4 years to achieve this. 4 years is not a lot. 4 seasons is not a lot. Because, let's not forget, 2026 is a major regulation change. We will absolutely also be having some regulation changes for next season, most likely. And if we want to get 6 or above this season, we need to have a very aggressive upgrade path. Which means the board budget is very important. We have 57 million to play with on top of what we already have. But our finances, we've already spent about 8 million for car part development. Plus minus. About probably 8 million. We have 90 million left over for the rest of the season. That seems like a lot, but as it's looking right now, we will be left with 64 million if we keep spending as we have spent thus far. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a lot of money, but we want to get as close to the cost cap as we can, which means a lot of expertise gain, a lot of development, and with 24 races that we have to do, it's gonna be a lot. It is gonna be a tough ask. But first, training schedules. Now, we want to prioritize. Last time around, we got a fourth fastest pit stop of the Grand Prix, which means we want to capitalize on that. Errors are okay. We want to get points in the DHL fastest pit stop championship. So we're gonna prioritize losing that, and we're gonna do some scouting for the two people we do need to potentially replace, which is our 82 overall rated sporting director, Arlen Paler, and Victoria Growers. Is she Dutch? I feel like she's Dutch. I feel like she should be Dutch. The name is very Dutch. Anyway, so sorry, yes, head of aerodynamics. We're gonna go with top here. She is already one of the higher ones. Ooh. So we already get an understanding of what we potentially need to pay. That's nice to know. Okay, there's 3 years left in the contract for Enrico Balbo, so he's probably not someone we're going to sign. But we have Diego Tondi, who could sign for some next seasons. I think we had our scouting team could get an increase, which means we're gonna scout a sporting director as well. Now there is no Jonathan Wheatley has only 10 months left, so we're gonna obviously the highest ones we want to go. Diego Ioverno is also open, but he over 2 years, so he's probably not gonna join us. And as it stands, it's not something we can achieve. And Jonathan Wheatley is pretty old. He's not gonna stay in Formula 1 for much longer. Ron Meadows, similar situation. Which means an alternative option we have is Randeep Singh from McLaren, who's also open. So, for next season, I mean, by open. Also, what I want to take a look at is what we can achieve. Now, Max Verstappen, 72 million. 4 million for Fernando Alonso. Lewis Hamilton, 10 million. 10 million. Seems steep. 27, 16, 3 million. 9 million there. 3 million there. 2 million. 5 million for Oscar Piastri. 1.5 million for Pierre Gasly. So we could realistically get some very strong drivers in for next season if we so choose to. I mean, realistically. Lance Stroll at 800k. Yuki Tsunoda is a bargain for $500,000. What this will do is that on top of what we already have, Nico Hulkenberg is a bargain too. Okay, so Nico Hulkenberg, Yuki Tsunoda. Liam Lawson is a bargain. Yeah, okay, any F2 drivers that are not driving full time are all bargains. Because let's not forget, 5 million is what we already need to pay if you want to sign for next season. Anyway, let's get into the race weekend for Jeddah. And if this is the first video you're watching from me, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And if you're liking it, if you're not liking it, I mean, by all means, move on. But that's up to you. I feel like you will lose out on a lot. Anyway, if you've not been here before, or if you have been here before, either way, I simulate the entirety of qualifying and the practice sessions and manage races myself. Now, managing the races means that I will not necessarily in these videos put those races in here. Instead, I will give you a rundown of anything special that happened and anything exciting that happened. I record them all, so if you want to see them, let me know in the comments, and maybe at a later date I will put those races up onto the channel for your viewing pleasure. Let's get into race targets. Our race target, 14th. We're gonna try to achieve the medium targets and not the really difficult ones for now, until we have a certainty that we can achieve them.
We're here in Jeddah, where the tension is boiling.
And we're gonna simulate FP1, 2, and 3, and go into qualifying. What I will do though is I'm gonna put one of the drivers, one of our affiliate drivers in. Or man, I think you know what? I want to put both of our affiliate drivers. That way, both of our drivers get equal treatment, and we can get into qualifying. Ooh, I'm simulating qualifying. I want to see what these two can do in terms of each other.
There's tension in the air.
We'll get a like for like comparison with FP1 and FP3. FP1. Delphine Clement was 32.4 and 33.2, and FP3 it's about 9/10 quicker. Is that right? But FP3 10th and 11th, FP2 14th and 17th. So that's approximately where we would expect them to be. Their preparation is not great, but you expected that, kind of. Let's take a look at what happens in the qualifying. Can these two achieve a good result? I doubt it. I don't really see it at the moment. Instead, I see them performing at a very decent rate. Take a look at the results. Qualifying. Robert Schwarzman is out-qualifying Antonio Giovinazzi. Robert Schwarzman's qualifying is better than Giovinazzi. He's 2 for 2 in qualifying against his teammate. Robert Schwarzman, let's not forget, got into Q3 in Bahrain, where Antonio Giovinazzi did out-qualify both the Mercedes, which are now in top 10, like solidly even so. So it's looking like could be a slight struggle. And let's take a look at what we can achieve. Oh, no, sorry. In the races, which I will manage myself. Anything suspicious to expect? Doesn't look like it. We will stick to this strategy. Just like last race, I'm going to put the fuel down by 1 lap. And for the people that are watching this on YouTube and they're watching this, and you haven't asked for the whole race to be uploaded along with these parts, I'll put them here. And I'll leave you guys here, and you'll see the end of the race. Let's get into it. I mean, the fact that we're getting close to points with that kind of car is wild. Antonio Giovinazzi has done what we expected of him and more. Antonio Giovinazzi went from 19th to 11th.
From here. Yeah, guys. Pretty close, but yeah, we'll do next time.
And basically the safety car saved his race. And let's not forget, he also had a penalty that he served during his first set of pit stops. So he literally went from last to almost points.
Race, including the...
On track too, eh? It's not even like... The dude went absolutely mad lad. And Oscar Piastri, down in 19th. That's crazy. Beautiful stuff. This race was left to be desired. Fernando Alonso making a lot of mistakes, causing Robert Schwarzman to lose out, which hurts us as a team in the long run. Robert Schwarzman cannot be held accountable for this race, regardless. He's been out-qualifying Antonio Giovinazzi, but Antonio Giovinazzi has been more consistent across the seasons. Now, RB and Aston Martin are even on points. We're 7 points adrift. We have to get points in the upcoming races. We have to. It's basically a given, and that 10-second was... wow. So we've got a car that's in need of a chassis, a rear wing, a side pod, it's a whole car basically. We're building back a whole car. So we need to manufacture a suspension. We're gonna manufacture 2 suspension because it's gonna be a while until that comes in. We're gonna leave it, and we're gonna manufacture 2 side pods and manufacture just the 1 chassis. Why? Because that's gonna be the most important thing. And what's happened here? The gearbox needs to be replaced. We'll replace that going into qualifying for the next race. Paolo Angela is Robert Schwarzman is happy with Paolo Angela. Antonio Giovinazzi wants a better car. It's understandable. I mean, what can you do? Diego Tondi is neutral, and Jonathan Wheatley is enthusiastic. Now, these are two people that could sign for the long run. Now, let's go to facilities and let's go into what is it? Driver development or team hub? We'll go for team hub because that gets us the most across a whole myriad of aspects. And 4 million for the upgrades? Damn, okay. That's a lot. Anyway, with that, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it so far. If you want to see the race pan out in real time, let me know in the comments. I'll put that up in the whole video on its own, which you can watch the races as they progress. Now, I'm considering doing the qualifyings once we have our first set of upgrades. If you wanted me to do that, let me know in the comments as well. Peace out, and get out of here.